There's some Bible verses in here that I was going to share. One of which being Acts 17:6, about somebody turning the world upside down. How do you turn the world upside down? I guess you start making everything the opposite of what it is. And I guess I might be getting accused of doing such a thing with this video, but hey, that's false witness. But there's also stuff in here about Jews not following their own laws. In this verse, it's Thessalonians, where it says Paul will remove false doctrines. For a bunch of people who think they can walk on water, that's a false doctrine. You ain't walking on water anytime soon. You ain't going to find anybody to walk on water anytime soon. And it speaks on truth. Tell the truth and labor. Don't be lazy and all that stuff. Thessalonians. So, somebody turns the world upside down. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm getting accused of doing what I'm doing right now, but that's okay. And in me, I started reading, and like I said, I started reading the Bible, and I read a few of the verses on Jesus. I read a few verses on Abraham, and then read a few verses on Egypt, or on Jesus. And I got a little upset about the part where he was accusing somebody of lying. That was before I read the part that Abraham lied about his wife. I was a little upset about that. Why are you accusing somebody of lying and murder and all this stuff? It's false accusation. But then I did read where he lied about his wife, and that confused me a little bit. I was like, okay, well, there's really not a whole lot about him in there, about Abraham. But what is in there, there's not much saying, how he was. There was I guess, a battle that went on, and that might be what he was talking about. But it's also about, this verse too, this stuff. Egypt going to, I'm not even sure how you pronounce that, but that's Jewish for hell. Hebrew or whatever you want to call it. And that's true. And being in a conscious state of hell is being in a place where everybody ignores the truth. You can't tell somebody 2 plus 2 equals 4 and they just deny it up and down and everybody sides with them. And like I said, when I read the part on Jesus accusing somebody of lying, that to me, it upset me a little bit. And the jealousy of somebody else has taken hold. This disease, I'm gonna call it a disease of jealousy, where somebody is being plagiaristic and trying to steal the works of other people. Seeing as how that upset me, now the jealousy of somebody else has to do it better. They have to be upset better about being accused of lying. And now it's where nobody can accuse anybody of lying without getting accused of being Jesus. And that's where the jealousy God has taken it. And as far as going to hell, that's it. That's where it's at. Now you can't, it's blasphemous to call anybody a liar even if they're lying. And as far as that goes, I mean, it's 100% true. Why? Why? I don't know. Mysteries, mysterious ways. And like I said, being in hell, especially mentally, in a conscious state of hell, you don't know hell until you tell somebody that believes they can walk on water. They can't walk on water. It's hell. Trying to tell somebody that. And who thoroughly believe they can.